Hello everyone, welcome to our report presentation for the senior project of 2019-2020. Here is the team that worked on the research. Most importantly, it's been an honor working along with Dr. Ramiz Assaf.
Because of the government's interest in the mining industry and its development, we have chosen the third most abundant element and the most abundant metal in our plant's crust, which is aluminum, to be our focus in our senior project. The vision of 2030 includes the mining industry, and the governments have made two leading organizations to take all responsibilities to achieve this part of the vision. First organization is Alobco, which became the market leader and the largest producer for extruded and surface-treated aluminum profiles in the entire Middle East and North Africa region. Second organization is Ma'aden, which has established a joint venture with Alcoa, the world's third largest aluminum producer. And through achieving the vision, Ma'aden's mission is to lead the development of the mining industry in Saudi Arabia. Nowadays, the capacity of Ma'aden cast house is 1.2 million tons per year. We found Mecca Household Utensils Manufacturing Company using high purity aluminum to create their finest products according to international standards. So, we decided to support and improve them to be sure that they always could achieve their mission, which is exceeding the expectations of their valued customers.
The manufacturing process in Mecca Household is in a good shape, and they have been like that for 52 years. But in any manufacturing company, there is always a room for improvement. So we found some areas that can be improved. We noticed some problems and we categorize it into two different sets of problems that will need two different approaches. The first sets of problems can be categorized into problems in the manufacturing facility, and these problems are waste of materials, over-process in production line, and systematic communication in the industry. For the second sets of problems, we found that it can be categorized into problems in the workplace, and these problems are random inventory, unutilized space and machines, inefficient and unsafe process for laundry stage, no instructions or sign for using machine, random blocking for pathways, no clear system for cleaning the place, random tools placement, and finally workers doesn't follow the basic safety guidelines.
Obviously, there is a purpose of our study to this project, which is achieving several goals. And these goals suggest solutions for all problems we mentioned previously. And here are the goals. We must find a proper place for the inventory and the need to utilize spaces and machines. Also, making signs and instructions. And we should find a solution for unblocking the pathways. We need to put a system for sorting and using tools. We also have to establish safety instructions and finding a room for improvement for unnecessary communications in the management department. And last, finding a room for improvement in the flow of production line in the manufacturing firm.
We choose two approaches that would help in tackling the problems mentioned previously. Our first is lean manufacturing, and our second is the 6 S's, because we didn't notice any applications that use these methods in the factory.
Let's start by explaining both approaches in the beginning. What is lean manufacturing? In simple words, lean manufacturing main focus is to eliminate waste and increase efficiency. Moving on, as a very important tool in lean manufacturing and a big role in our research, VSM, or value stream mapping, helps seeing the bigger picture of the product, starting from development until reaching the customer's hands. Moving on to more on Lean 6S. 6S, otherwise known as 5S plus safety, is a system that aims to promote and sustain a high level of productivity and safety throughout a workplace, while adhering to the 5S principles of sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. The 6S method adds the concept of safety. 6S not only helps organizations promote efficient working environment, but also establishes a sustainable culture of safety. We will also talk about each S in our methodology slide. Why safety is added to 5S system. When a company works with 5S, they usually focus only on the goals of 5S, and they forget about the most important thing they should consider while applying 5S, which is safety. Unlike the 5S steps, safety is not a sequential step. Safety should be considered in each step in the 5S system.
In order to explain our solution in an optimal way, in the methodology we will go deeply through all details about our solution and its two sections, which are lean manufacturing and 6S. The methodology of lean manufacturing contains several methods to follow in order to achieve optimal solution, such as we compare existing inventory with the pre-production sales data to decrease over-inventory volume. Also, reducing overproduction will help to lower labor cost by reducing excessive commodity movement. What's more, reduce waste in the most direct, time-efficient route by routing deliveries. Segmentation of suppliers would allow you to decide which vendors are able to create a competitive edge for your company. And it's important to have relevant people with the right relationship building skills and solid business understanding. Also, you should show that your relationship with them is not just about cost-saving measures, deadlines, and support that only you can do. Decisions and discussions should also be made on how to better strengthen cooperation for both parties. Last one is applying value stream mapping in the firm, which will be explained more in the upcoming slides.
The first phase in the 6S system is sort. The aim of sort is to eliminate clutter and clear up room by removing things that are not in the area. Second phase is set in order. Set in order is putting all necessary items in the optimal place for fulfilling their function in the workplace. The third phase is shine. Shine is sweeping or cleaning and inspecting the workplace tools and machinery on a regular basis. The fourth is standardize. Standardize is for making a clear step to any process to avoid any mistake or confusion. The fifth step is sustain. Sustain is the process to keep 6S running smoothly, but also keeping everyone in the organization involved. The final S is safety. As we mentioned previously, safety is not a sequential step. Safety should be considered in each step in the 6S. Now let's get to work. First, let's kick off with lean manufacturing.
Segmenting suppliers. This model will help us to decide between the vendors and clearly know which of them are the optimal decision regarding to our needs. Setting right team. We must choose a specific people that have a good communication skills to set our team. This team will be our supplier relations specialists, and we must engage them with suppliers to build a strong relationship between them. Building strong relationships with suppliers, we must show them that our relationship doesn't about saving measures and deadlines only. We must show them that our relationship includes discussions and taking decisions that better strengthen cooperation for both parties.
SGA. Term SGA refers to a small group activity that is an inside organizational activity to find a solution to a given problem. Whenever a problem arises, a team of 5 to 8 people is chosen to address the problem. These people can be from either one or more organizations. First of all, the SGA team choose a leader. SGA uses two approaches to deal with an issue. First approach is used to get an immediate result. It deals with simple issues. Second approach is subject to change. It's used for more complex problems that need long-term planning and implementation. For now, let's have a look at the 9 stages through which an SGA team proceeds to address an issue. First and foremost, a problem is located. A brainstorm activity may help in creating a view of the present situation or scenario. Second, the team leader sets the target in the light of the team discussion. Third, an analysis of the problem is carried out that helps determine or find the root causes of the problem. Fourth, SGA team carries out interviews and research to gather data. These data will help finding a relevant or appropriate solution. Fifth, team uses data analysis to get the most suitable solution to the present problem. Sixth, SGA team decide a plan that changes the current behavior. Seventh, the plan is implemented or carried out at this stage. Theoretical work of the team change into practical input to address the problem. Eighth, the team observes the result of the practical change they proposed. Ninth, if the solution works well, it's standardized for the future practices.
So a question might arise now. What are the results of applying SGA? First of all, a strong team, improved communication, higher involvement, capability to analyze and solve problems, deep understanding of the investigated process or equipment, last but not least, a sustainable solution to the given problems.
As we mentioned earlier in the methodology of lean manufacturing, to apply VSM or value stream mapping, there are several steps to follow, such as gather preliminary information, and by that we mean a history of your product mix from the previous year's sales, and a list of your annual sales goals. Create a quantity routing analysis. To create a product quantity routing analysis, start by listing all of your customers and the products you build for each of them. And to be sure to stick with the basics when it comes to your product. Sort product families by build sequence is the next step before VSM is to construct a process quantity routing analysis to identify product families according to the similar build sequence. With this information, you will know exactly what you are mapping through the flow of your operations. Choose one value stream mapping to begin with. So when choosing a value stream to start with, consider the impact that value stream has on the business unit. Create an operation flow chart. We mean by that, creating a flow chart of all operations in your value stream. Refer to work order routing or the bill of materials for the product value stream as needed to identify the steps and create a starting point. Collect data. If the operators and your team agree with your results, then use this data to fill in the gaps in your data box for any process that's missing data. Construct the VSM. On a separate sheet of blank paper, begin constructing your value stream using symbols to indicate what is happening at each process. And finally, summarize the data and get the big picture. The point is to use VSM to see where the value is being created and identify where wasteful activity occurs to help you find the waste and examine the process.
Here are some preliminary information, such as quantity routing analysis. Let's take product A, for example. With the quantity routing analysis in hand, we can monitor all the stages that product A goes through and the stages that it avoids.
In this figure, we are explaining the current operation flow chart at the facility that we are studying right now. There is a production system they are using currently for manufacturing products. as you can see in the figure. Firstly, the process of the system starts with customer's order. And by this, customers begin to contact the manufacturing facility, management department precisely, by sending them an email to set an order. Secondly, management department receives customers' email to verify the order. Then they inform the production control department with a verbal message by one of their employees. So production control department can check with inventory if there are enough materials to begin processing. If there is not enough materials, they inform their supplier to get them the materials they need to be able to start producing customers' order. Thirdly, once they get the materials, the production control department inform workers verbally to begin producing. The production line goes through 7 stages of processing. First of all, material goes to the compression process. After that, workers handle it to the second stage, which is folding ends process. Then, material is being handled to the third stage, that is lading process. After that, it goes to the fourth stage of polishing process. Then it goes to the stage 5, which is an accessorizing process. After that, it goes to the stage 6 and its laundering. And finally, stage number 7 is packaging process. At the end, after these 7 stages of processing, finished goods are end up in inventory and ready to be delivered to the customer.
In our current VSM, process used to go through the departments and then production line in the facility till the clients collect their order. In the figure, we are explaining of what is happening in all stages where the process starts till it's done. These stages contain prior communication among departments before they start with the production line to check up that everything is set and ready to begin. Here is the future operation flowchart. In this chart, we eliminated any unnecessary action that used to take place and waste time with an increased lead time. The main goal of the future VSM is to define changes to the value stream, which will result in a shorter lead time. Current VSM stages were studied to get a new VSM by eliminating one of the departments to enhance the process of communication and to get optimal solution for reducing man-hour over process and cost for the facility. Moving on to the second approach.
Let's not forget about the unused top-level space. They have random blocking because of the random inventory. We suggest installing an elevator that is used to reach the top-level inventory to prevent the random pathway blocking. Regarding unused machine, since they have an unused cleaning machine that takes up a massive amount of space in the facility, this machine needs chemical product to clean the goods. They have to schedule the dates of purchase to prevent the machine from being idle until the cleaning products are received. Regarding the red tag, so what is the red tag? It's a card that attached to an object that has unclear ownership and indicate when and where it was located. So everything that is considered unnecessary is excluded from the work area space. After that, they must regroup the red tagged items in one room. And if an important tool needs a work area, search of the area of red tag selection to see if it has been located somewhere else. Here is an example of the red tag that can be used. This implementation will greatly solve the unnecessary item problem in the work area.
We conducted an ABC analysis for their most selling products to be placed in close shelves, so it's easier to deliver whenever it's ordered. By means, item listed as A is the most selling, B is the second most selling, and C as the third most selling items. See the chart representing the conducted ABC analysis.
ABC layout suggestion to follow through. As we can see, the most selling product are the closest the shipping area. This implementation will highly decrease the lead time. Since we talked about the unused top level, here is an example for an industrial elevator that can be used. This implementation will greatly solve the top floor problem.
In the setter order phase, since they have a lot of tools and modes, the barcode system is highly recommended to make it easier and faster to find them by any staff member. Also, it is always recommended to remove any unusable things taking a place in the facility. We noticed that worker has difficulty to move around inside the facility. So, as a recommendation for a flexible movement, to take out everything that stands in the front of the worker while moving from department to another. As we can see, there is a lot of time wasted to move around the facility because of the blocked pathway. Barcode system would be a great and easy to implement solution. Barcode system. So here's our benefits of applying barcode system. The worker will no longer be confused about tracking inventory or assets. Moreover, no time wasting in tracking equipment and supplies. A barcode system will help workers do every task individually instead of multitasking. Let's look here in the first picture. They should eliminate all risks on the track and tackle them. Secondly, removing the obstacle would make the movement more flexible and would eliminate time waste. Let's focus on the last picture on the right. This forklift is not being used, and considered to obstacle, we highly recommend to place it outside of the facility. Shine. A cleaning schedule is highly recommended so that the facility remains clean, enhancing a productive environment, and it helps workers to know what should be clean. As we can see in the first picture, there is an entire unused dirty upper floor that should be cleaned and use the shelves. Secondly, they should not keep machine dirty and not clean. As it's shown in the second picture, because it will be damaged after a long time, and this will cause them to lose the machines and cost them money. So they have to clean it always to avoid these kind of issues. Cleaning schedule will allow the worker to know when and what to clean. Some areas such as floors and walls should be cleaned very frequently. The cleaning schedule will help in systemizing the cleaning process throughout the month.
In the standardized step, they need to understand the implementation of 6S should start from the top management, and then it will make its way down to the employees. We suggest to teach and train all their employees at all levels in how to execute 6S methodology to make sure they understand the importance of 6S and make sure they will execute it correctly. In the workplace, we advise to put signs and pictures for how to use each machine and their safety procedures to help the workers to remember if they need it, or to help the new employees. We also suggest making a checklist when they produce each batch to make it easier for their supervisor to know the state of each batch. To standardize the movement in the facility and make the place more safe, we suggest to implement the color coding system. A color coding system is a system for displaying information by using different colors. We can use it in pathways or in inventory area or around the machines. As we can see in this photo, each color have its meaning. Also, we can use multiple colors like black and yellow.
Let's take a closer look to the system phase. Communication. Assign supervisor for each department to communicate with manager. Avoid errors and misunderstanding in the workplace. Set up meeting between workers and managers solving problems. It will help to improve the company. Standard work, training courses for new member in the job, sharing the experience and skills between the old and new workers, and information paper in order to know how to use the machine. Assignment of responsibility. We have to put a supervisor must be placed in each department that bears all responsibility and tasks. Teamwork. Working as team is one of the most important things that should be in very good company. We suggest to create place for rest inside the factory or put external activity to improve their relationship. Accountability. Reward for every hard-working person to help them get their job done.
A 5S evaluation form will be highly beneficial to keep on track with all the methods implemented previously. It provides criteria with examples for auditing, evaluating, and benchmarking Facility 5S program to provide an objective measurement for each element of 5S. The form is intended to be used for tracking improvement of the area being 5S. Over time, in addition, the form allows the person responsible for auditing the area to document any ideas, suggestions, or comments.
When we visited the company, we found some safety problems that need to be fixed. First problem we noticed is the floor was in very bad condition and it need to re-felting as soon as possible. Second, we found some workers that didn't wear safety shoes when they were welding. So all workers should wear their complete safety gear. And before they go to their station, there should be a supervisor to check their gear. This will minimize the chance of any accident that might happen in the future. Third, when we saw how the cleaning was done, we noticed that the cleaning method was labor intensive because all products should go to the cleaning stage. The tools they used were inefficient to this kind of process, so we suggest to reusing their washing machine and get license to buy the chemical for the machine. This will result in more faster and efficient cleaning, and it will be more safer for workers. Here are some of the holes we found in the facility. In the left photo, we can see that the worker does not wear their full safety gear when he was welding. And in the right photo, we can see how the laundry step is being done and how unsafe and inefficient it is. Accident report is a formal recording of the fact related to an accident. The report usually relates to accident or injury that has occurred in the workplace. Also, we suggest to inform the worker to use these steps to increase the safety in the workplace. Here are some basic safety instructions they should implement.
Now let's talk about results. Applying all mentioned tools and suggested methods will increase suppliers and customer relationship, strengthen the cooperation, enhance competitiveness in the factory, improved communication, higher employee involvement, and capability to analyze and solve problems.
By reducing all wastes we would have, and I will talk about each one of them. Overproduction. We must produce according to the demand to prevent overproduction and save the cost that comes from the excessive raw materials, which are costs in shipping, inventory, and handling material. Also, we will save the time spending in unneeded production, which contain machine depreciation. Unnecessary motions. By reducing the overproduction, we will reduce labor motions that spent in waiting for the equipment and the movement between the production line. Overprocessing. By checking that our operation is running without any mistakes and gaps, we will be able to reduce the overprocessing. In addition, removing the unnecessary measures.
So as a result, applying the VSM principles will help the factory to look for the source of waste through facility departments and to eliminate unnecessary routine communication and building a better trust and relationship between suppliers, customers with the factory.
After applying 6S principles changes, first step in the 6S sort, the result of applying sort is more space to store the finished goods and the top level inventory, a clean, efficient, and safer for the workers to move in the pathway. Second step is shine. Results of applying this phase is as follows. Increase in productivity and improve the quality of the workforce, allowing the business to operate at maximum efficiency, to have a sense of security for the future. In the next phase, standardize, it will result in making the system easier to understand to the old and the new employees. It will increase the safety of all employees. Also, it will be much easier to gather information about the batches. The benefits of implementing the color coding system is the reduction for unnecessary movement in the area and increased safety in the facility. Applying the final phase, sustain, will result in a clear and consistent work speed, produce the worker spirit of cooperation and belonging to the factory, increasing the sense of responsibility in the worker, enhance love of development at work, and a race between them to earn rewards, which will give an effective for all workers to give their best. Let's conclude. In conclusion, not applying lean manufacturing is not an option in this case of Mecca household. They are in high need of change and improvement. Lean manufacturing will help in noticing even the smallest details. More importantly, it will assure continuous improvement. For the 6S, through implementing the steps of 6S in the facility, the results were improvement in factory facility and make it well-arranged, organized facility, which will lead to increasing in the productivity and enhancing safety. The results of introducing the 6S is a significant decrease in the space loss by fixing random inventory problem. Through cleaning and arranging the place, worker will have more room in their workspace. Also, equipment and supplies are tagged, helping to improve the process of order selection by reducing the need to hunt for items. Applying safety will help to maintain the sustainability of the 6S system and the company and will increase the productivity of the worker. For the last 7 months, it's been a pleasure and an honor to work with such a great team, including Dr. Ramiz Assaf. My team showed high passion for learning and implementing the important knowledge they had from some great faculty members. It was a great journey. Thank you.